Alright, so I lost video again, but pretty much was just doing the same thing I was before I lost video. I overshot on the periapsis a little bit, but I was still able to bring it in orbit. Just remember, burn along the retrograde vector to bring your ship into orbit around Minmus. It does not take much. Minmus has very low gravity, so it's really easy to get into orbit and escape its orbit as well. Just because it has such ridiculously low gravity. Alright, so I'm just adjusting my trajectory so that I can go in for a landing right on one of those frozen oceans. I'm gonna be basically diving straight down to the surface at high speeds, but when you're doing this, make sure you get a nice circular orbit and come down nice and slow. Pretty much, like I said, it's pretty much the same procedure as landing on the moon, just a lot easier to actually land because of how much less fuel it requires. I mean, see, you can make massive adjustments to your orbit just from tiny amounts of fuel. Just adjusting. It's cool to land on one of those frozen lakes, because make sure you actually aim for one of the frozen lakes, because it's nice and flat and easy to get to, and you won't have to like deal with any altitude differences because the ships are actually on a already on, like, how do I explain it? There's no altitude differences, so meaning, like, when you land on the surface, you're landing at 0 meters. So your altitude that you see at the top of the display is your actual altitude, disregarding any mountain peaks or anything like that, because there's different elevations on the surface of these worlds, so you have to watch out for that. I'm just adjusting to hit one of the ice lakes now, preferably one that's still on the day side. Don't want to be landing at nighttime, people. It's a tough call, especially if you have no lights. Alright, that looks good. I'll adjust for the frozen ocean when I get down. Alright, doing the rest of this in staging mode now, in ship view. Not going to worry about map mode anymore. Let's watch the planet, or the moon. Let's watch the moon as we get closer to it. A little too slow. And down we go. Alright. Hey, slow down, time warp. Oh, God. That was close. Good thing it's only 200 meters per second here. Wait, where's the frozen ocean? Well, alrighty then. I guess we're landing on the top of some terrain. Anyway, just landing like normal. Adjust for retrograde and just burn. But I'm going to be doing it a little differently here because I'm testing an experimental vehicle, so I'm going to ditch this one, and I'm using some VTOL engines here for landing. There we are. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the nuclear engine. There. If you're wondering how I did that, there's custom action groups where you can set stuff to do specific things when you toggle them. So that's how I did that. Alright, extending the landing legs here. Make sure you bring landing legs as well, otherwise, because it means you can land a lot faster without breaking your ship. Alright, switching over to surface velocity mode now. Make sure you also switch it over to surface if you're landing on a high area. Right, almost down. Just a little more. Again, gonna remind you again, just to make sure you understand, keep the throttle nice and controlled. Don't let it wander too much, because otherwise you'll crash. Just of course adjusting to. This is a little more difficult than landing using an engine that's oriented with the spacecraft itself, because you have to make adjustments for course without actually pointing at the respective vectors, because you're not using engines that are lined up with the that are in perfect symmetry with the command pod. So doing these VTOL landings is a little more difficult. Not much though, I got this. And then of course comes the return mission as usual. Got a nuclear engine for that, more than enough fuel. Shouldn't have to worry about fuel at all. Almost down. Thankfully, you won't be using a VTOL craft, I hope. Unless you already know how to design these, then good on you. Alright, almost down. And down we are. Alright, so just standard landing. This time I can actually get out and plant a flag and everything though, because we landed on a flat surface compared to what happened on the moon. So let's grab this guy here and plant a flag. Alright, so I'm gonna show you what happens when you... Come on now, go away. What you doing there, buddy? So walking on minmus is really impractical. Don't do it, because you fly a few feet in the air every step. And if you jump, you can jump pretty high. Launches you pretty high into the air, and when you use your EVA pack, it's really easy to get around. You don't need much EVA fuel to do stuff. You can even get into orbit with the EVA pack, but that's another time. Let's plant our flag and head home. Oops, lost his footing. Don't lose your footing on a low gravity planet, because your character will fucking tumble forever. It's really annoying. Alright, so let's plant a flag to commemorate our moon landing. I'm gonna cut the video off here because I'm feeling I'm running out of my 15 minutes, so I'll see you guys in the next one.